Okay, everyone, welcome to what I hope is the first installment of my ukulele channel. I'm calling it Jesse's Ukebox, unless somebody's taken that name already, at which point we might have to change it. But this first episode is very much just the basics of the ukulele. What is it? Where did it come from? What types are available? And what are the tunings? So the ukulele, it's a Hawaiian word meaning jumping flea. And it was like that because the Portuguese and the Spanish put many small variants of the original guitar into hands of sailors, and they carried them around the world. And when somebody got off in Hawaii playing one of these, probably around 1878, he played a quite sprightly tune, and the Hawaiians thought his fingers moving on the fingerboard looked like a jumping flea. So it's called ukulele. Uku is flea, lele is to jump or fly. What I'm holding is a soprano ukulele. There are 4 sizes of ukulele. This might be what most people think of as an ukulele. Very small, kind of plinky sounding. Spend anywhere from $10 to $1,000 to buy one of these things. This is a cheap plywood ukulele, which is what you usually find in the soprano range unless you spend a lot of money or you have a serious antique, perhaps made by Martin. So most of us don't play the tenor. We play either a concert. We don't play the soprano. We play the concert or the tenor. This is a tenor. What is the difference between all these ukuleles? I'm going to show you something here. Okay, the biggest is the baritone. Seen on the left, it has a scale of 19 inches. And the scale means the distance from this, which is called the nut, to this, which is called the saddle, which sits on top of the bridge. So that distance determines which family it belongs to. So the baritone is the longest. The tenor is the next longest, the concert is the next longest, and then soprano is the smallest. Now someone may say they have a smaller one like a sopranino or something like that. That would strictly be a novelty because it would be awfully tiny to play and hardly have any volume. This is a baritone. The baritone tuning is DGBE. It's a lot like a guitar. In fact, it is tuned exactly like the highest 4 strings of a guitar. It's comfortable, but it's a little bit big. It was made popular in the 50s by Arthur Godfrey, who played one and sang, and he was a popular radio personality who did play Hawaiian music on his baritone. But by far the most popular sizes are concert and tenor. I don't have a concert with me. Here's a tenor. And not just a tenor, but a low G strung tenor. So the tuning on a tenor is G, C, E, A. G, C, E, A. And on most ukuleles, that G is a high G. So it'd be like this. So a high string at the top instead of a low string. But this particular ukulele is a low G ukulele, so I have a low string right there. And I forgot to mention that a lot of sopranos are tuned differently than the tenor and the concert. Usually they're A, D, F sharp, and B. And one of the reasons they do that is because the scale is so short, the strings feel very floppy. So those are the 4 sizes of ukuleles. You'll see a few variants in between, but they're oddballs. You get one of those 4 when you go to buy an ukulele. So we have the tuning. If we're going to play together on this channel, generally we're going to stick with the G, C, E, A tuning. Or so that we can all play the same instrument together. So that's your introduction to the ukulele. Again, it was a variant of the Spanish guitar that went around the world. It was adopted enthusiastically in Hawaii, and it was called the ukulele, and that name stuck. But if you find other musical traditions, especially Latin music traditions, you'll find many small 4 and 5 string instruments that are similar to the ukulele. All right, well, let's play a song real quick, and we'll call this the end of this episode. This, of course, is Brother Israel Kamaka Viva Ole's version of Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And it had a magical sound to it because he had a Martin tenor ukulele tuned with a low G string. And more when we get to our first lesson. So thank you all for listening in to the start of Jesse's Ukebox.